Hello friends, and welcome to the book Refuge, and welcome to a special video. Every once in a while I make a video that is about something besides books, and today, as you can tell by the title, I wanted to do something special for the coming out of Avengers Endgame. It is, as the title suggests, the end of an era. We've made it through so many films, so many characters, deaths and supervillains and teams coming together and breaking apart, and it's all very dramatic and very exciting. And I can't think of another series that has lasted quite this long besides Harry Potter, and there definitely weren't this many films in there or so many characters. And I just decided that it would be fun to kind of list my top 10 favorite characters over the years and like who is in my heart. And before I get started, two things. Number one, I make bookish content normally, and I put it out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So please subscribe if that's something you're interested in. And number two, I am dedicating this video to a very special friend of mine, Jonathan. The last few years, being able to debate these Marvel characters and situations with you has been so much fun. And so, although I don't think you'll agree with my list, I look forward to chatting about it with you later. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I can't wait to hear what you think. You might be happier than you think. So here we go. Yeah, so let's start off. I have 10 on this list. I love so many of the characters, but these are the 10 that have like impacted me the most, or I like their things that their character does or their powers a lot, and so I just want to go through them. So I have the movies that they're in. Some of them are not on the front of them, so I'm going to go through. So my number 10 on the list is actually Vision, who first appears in Avengers Age of Ultron. There's a picture of him on the back. He doesn't get front billing for this because there are so many characters in these movies. Wait till we show some of the other ones. But so a couple reasons why I like Vision. Number one, it's played by Paul Bettany, who I think has such a presence, and he's just so cool, and the voices that he can do are so much fun. And I really love Paul Bettany. He's great. Another reason I really love that that Vision is basically an AI, but the good version of Ultron in the movies. And I love that he is able to access the same information that Ultron is, and instead of him deciding that human beings should be under him, that he should be in charge of them, he realizes that, you know, we're all children just the same, and that everyone deserves a chance to get better instead of to be crushed. And so I really love that about Vision, and he's super cool. He has some of the best comedic moments. Avengers Infinity War, it really hurt me with him, but I'm feeling good things. We'll see what happens in Endgame, but I really love Vision, so he is my number 10. Number 9 is a new favorite, and for me, that has to be T'Challa from Black Panther. I just really enjoyed his character. I love this movie as well, obviously, even though I'm going by the characters, not by the films. Maybe I can make a video for that if you would like as well. I know a lot of YouTubers have, though. I just love that he's so kind, and I know that's a weird thing to pick out. Sorry, I'm a relational person, so that's what I like gravitate towards first. But I love his like family relationships, him with his mother and his sister. I love how fiercely he loves his country and how he just wants to be a good king, but some of that is built on lies a little bit, and when he's confronted with that, he does his best to make a change. And also, Black Panther is just freaking cool, guys. I mean, as you'll, probably see, there's not too many like newer heroes on this list for me, but T'Challa, when he came in, he was right at the top of the list, as well as the super BA women who come with him. Like, you look at this, there's him, and then there's like all these BA women around him, and I just love that he is just so cool. I just keep saying they're so cool. I'm gonna say that a lot in this video. I'm fangirling. That is literally the purpose of this thing. So yeah, I love him. Look at how cool he looks. He's amazing. Oh, let me find the movie. I got all the movies laid out in front of me. Number 8 for me is Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy, because I just love that he doesn't quite get who his people are in the beginning. This is the story of Ragamuffins. This is actually the second volume. I don't know where the first one is right now. My movies are all over the place because I like have them laid out. Oh, here it is. Him in this one, and then also him in the second one. And I just love how he's that favorite kind of character of mine who he has his family and he will die for them, but he's also really mean to them. And there's just something about that I really like. I think it's because my personality is that way a little bit. I'm not always super uplifting of other people, but if anyone else wanted to cut down my family, things would go badly for them. So I think that's why I like him. And I just love him. For me, it's hard to put into words with Rocket, but when I was making this list, I just couldn't cut him off of it. And he was actually a little higher than I wanted to. I especially like him in the second one and like his parallels with Yondu and how they realize they're so alike and they push away the people that they love. And I just really love that kind of character. So he is my number 8. And then number 7 is Peter Quill, who is just so cocky and like made us all Chris Pratt made us all fall in love with him. And I really love the arc that he's went through from this one to this one, finding out who he's the son of, which, really kind of explains things that happened in this one. Him being able to hold an Infinity Stone, it makes sense now when you find out he's half of a god, basically, which almost puts him on the same level as Thor, if you think about it. No, I'm just kidding. Thor is way cooler, but in Infinity War, when he's like, why aren't I as cool as Thor? But anyway, I just really like him, even though, we could blame him for everything that happens in Infinity War. It's not really his fault because Thanos, come on, we all know Thanos was going to get it anyway. So yeah, Star-Lord is number 7 for me, mostly because he's Chris Pratt, but also because I have a type, okay? It's going to be clear to you what my type is. Number 6 is, I don't have a better picture of him, but it's Loki. Yes, I got to have a villain on there. So, there he is. I don't have a better picture of him. Maybe I'll put one up here. Again, Tom Hiddleston. I didn't mention it before, but I was mentioning, I have a type. I love Loki. I love that. He is the villain in the first Avengers. He's what kind of brings them all together. So I think he gets some credit for that, even though he's a lunatic, we all know. But he is just such a charming lunatic. And you're like, humans, would we mind bowing to him? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Basically, he also he just wanted to be loved. And the thing is I feel like he was loved for, this. Odin didn't have to take him. He didn't have to make him his son. And he did. And he's loved. And even though he feels like he can't ever measure up to Thor, Thor loves him. And so that's what makes it, his arc is also really great. I really hope that they don't bring him back because I want him to have earned that death, and all the times that he faked it and all the times he messed up, I want him to have earned that death, even though I want him so bad. And I believe he's one of the people slated for his own TV show on Disney's new network. So that could be really exciting. Maybe it's about the years that Thor was gone or about finding out more about his parentage. That would be really cool. So he is my number 6. Number 5 is Doctor Strange. I love Benedict Cumberbatch and I love Doctor Strange. I love that he is like Tony, but even more of a jerk. He has Tony has this easy cockiness, but he's also self-deprecating. And I feel like Doctor Strange doesn't have that part. He just knows that he's awesome. But I also think that he cares more than he says. And, he is probably the one who is the least willing to get along with the other Avengers, but he quickly realizes that he needs, they are the only hope, or Tony's the only hope, and I love that about him. I love the magic in this one. I love how his story gets told, how devastating it is when he loses his hands that way and he finds out he can still be a doctor. He's just a strange one. No, I'm just kidding. His actual last name is Strange, but it makes it cool because now he's a strange doctor and does strange magic. So he is my number 5. And I actually I want to see so much more of him. That's the thing for me, is we only see him in 2 films really. And he's a snippet in another one. And I want more from him. So he's someone I hope that they do more films with, and that gets to be a bigger part if he doesn't stay dusted, which is the case for most of these people. All right, now we getting into the tops. I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know where it is. Okay, we'll have to put up a picture, I guess. All right, number 4 for me, now we're rolling up here, is Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I love this iteration of Spider-Man. I really do. Just like everyone else, I was so skeptical. We've had 3 Spider-Mans in 5, 7 years, 10 years, whatever. But this was so fun. I love that he's legitimately a kid with so much enthusiasm and excitement, and he's just ready to take on anything, and he just wants to do good. And I feel like he came in at the perfect time because our Avengers, they were getting a little bit jaded, and some of them are getting exhausted with what they're doing. And he comes in with all this energy, and he's just ready to go. And he's so exciting. And y'all, we all know he's not dusted because they're already making his movie, and we know he's fine. He's fine. That horrible death he had, slowly dusting away from Tony, it's not real, okay? It's not real. If you cried when that happened, we all cried when that happened. It's not real, okay? In denial. Moving on. All right. Time to get into the MVPs, everybody. MVPs. My top 3 with number 3. And this is where my dear friend who's watching this is going to get real mad at me. But he was probably getting worried that he wasn't going to be on this list at all, because we sure do argue about this character, whom I find extremely problematic as the boy in red, white, and blue. And my number 3 is Captain America. Yes, this is the only Captain America that I own because I don't really like the other 2. I'm okay with Winter Soldier, but I just haven't bought it because I wait for them to be on sale. So Captain America, he's my number 3. I do like Steve. I just really like picking on my friends who thinks that he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Probably was the thing before sliced bread because he's old. And the thing is, I don't like how he handles things. And I find it really selfish, some of the choices that he's made, and brushing aside some friends who really loved him and made him stop being a popsicle, and then they stab him in the back. And I find that hard. But this is why I love it. I love him because he is loyal. So even though those loyalties bother me, I also admire them. And I love that he helps everyone feel like a team. Tony may have kind of helped start it and bankroll this, but Cap is the one who gives someone to rally behind, because Tony can be a bit much, which I love, but I get it. And yeah, so I really appreciate that about him. I hope that he does the noble thing and sacrifices himself for everyone. Wait, oh, did I say that out loud? Oops, sorry. But no, for real though, isn't this scene the best? I love that scene, sorry. I feel like that would complete his character, and I would forgive him the other things and be so enamored with him if that's the way he went out. I would be into it. Sad to say. But he's my number 3. He's cool. Number 2, Thor. He had to be at the top. Guys, you can see a pattern. We're going you'll see. If you don't know who number 1 is yet, well, maybe you wouldn't, because I don't talk about my movies that much. Thor. So funny, such a quotable movie. This drink, I like it. Another. Tell me you don't say that when you have a good drink or a good beer or a good cup of cocoa. You want another one and you throw your cup on the ground and then your friends kick you out and it's awkward. I just think he's so funny. I also love his arc. I love where he ends up in Thor Ragnarok. I love what he's like in Avengers Infinity War. I really like him. And I love how he started as this selfish, well, not super selfish, but just self-absorbed and oblivious to things that are going on and wanting things his own way and being unworthy to being worthy and having Mjolnir. I mean, he's amazing. So gotta have him in number 2. And finally, number 1, who my friend Jonathan is pounding his phone on the floor right now. So mad at me. so mad at me. But I don't care because he is my ride or die. And the Avengers started with him and they will end with him. And that is Iron Man. T. Stark is my man. I will ride or die for him. I love this movie. This is my copy that's unopened, so it doesn't look very watchable, but I love him. I love when this beginning of the story is so tragic, and that he's a weapons manufacturer and that's his family's legacy. And then he experiences them firsthand and then being sold on the black market and being used against us. And he immediately wants to change it. And I love that about him. And it just proves he has such a good heart, and he hides it behind his acerbic wit, which I relate to on a deep level because I also do. But he also loves his people. And that is why the betrayal of Cap hurts so much to me. I'll never forgive it. And I also think that he may die, and it breaks my heart. So yeah, I'm scared. But anyway, friends, thanks so much for this. I know it's not my normal content. I made this a lot for my friends who will appreciate it because they don't like my bookish videos because they don't read. And that's fine. So I made us some movie content. So there we go. I hope you like this video. If you want me to, I can make which my favorite movies are, because that is something I would have to think about. And when people ask me, I never know what to say. So, and sorry for the hot mess. It's been a long week. I'm still a bit sick. But anyway, I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.